Yo, what up everybody, Arie here and welcome back to another video. Today, I want to share with you a Shopify store that's making 100% profit margins. Now that may sound a little crazy, especially for those of you that are in the Shopify game. And if you're not in the Shopify game, don't worry, this video will still hopefully pique your curiosity. This store is basically making 100% profit each sale. And the reason why, well, you can probably guess it. It's because they're actually selling digital products on their store. They're not selling any sort of physical product. It's a fully digital brand. And some of you may actually know this brand. So I'm really curious to see what you're gonna think of this video. But what we're gonna do is basically break it down a little bit, come up with ideas, see what we can learn from it and what we can apply to our own businesses. Or if you haven't even started a Shopify business yet and you wanna get into e-commerce, boom, here's a great idea to potentially get started in. Now the store that I'm talking about here is none other than Out of the Sandbox, which is actually a Shopify theme store. But ironically, they use Shopify as their storefront. So it's a Shopify store selling Shopify themes. So kind of a Shopifyception, you could say. And, you know, to be honest with you, I've been looking at this site for a very long time. I've always loved what Out of the Sandbox does in terms of the themes that they release. And just overall, I've always thought it was a really dope idea to have a 100% profit margin business. Who wouldn't like that, right? Now, obviously, they got to pay employees and stuff. At least I hope they're paying employees and stuff. But I'm talking about product cost. Actually, to be fair, it probably does take some maintenance to make these products work properly, so that probably does cut into the margin. But you know what? I'm still gonna keep the title the same on this video because they're very impressive regardless. As you can see, they easily get over 200,000 monthly visitors. As of late, they haven't been getting that much, but that's basically their average. And 200,000 monthly visitors, I mean, that's a lot of visitors. But what's crazy is that their average order value is probably huge. Their cheapest theme is about $400, which is really expensive for a Shopify theme, but apparently Turbo is one of the fastest themes. I actually use it for one of my brands. I've been using it for years. Of course, when I bought it, it was $350. So as you can see, inflation is already taking a toll on some of these brands. So if you haven't bought Bitcoin yet, I suggest that you do that soon. A little crypto plug in there. But their store is actually insanely simple, which is one of the reasons why I actually like their brand a lot. And they also have, you know, a little help center. They have an affiliate program, and then they even have a little bit of a blog, which is actually perfect for a tech store like this. So how is this relevant to you? Well, obviously it's not super relevant to you. You probably don't have a store like this, but I think this is really genius if you have any sort of programming background, or if you just simply know somebody that does. You could start a business of this sort. Now, it is competitive. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but it's definitely worth it if you can actually stand out from the competitors. But honestly, you don't have to sell themes in order to have a digital product store. You could sell literally anything and still follow this blueprint, or this layout at least, because you know it works. So let's say, for example, you know a lot about fishing, right? And you want to start maybe selling an ebook about fishing. You could make a Shopify store, make it very similar to this, you know, don't make it too crazy, make sure it's simple and intuitive, and have a cover like this where it explains a little bit about your fishing book. And just how they have it here, this is actually a perfect description in my opinion. A clean description with a few testimonials, a 14-day guarantee. I think guarantees are really nice to add to your store. It kind of breaks down some barriers that some customers may have. A lot of people are skeptical of Shopify stores sometimes, especially because of so many drop shipping stores that have terrible customer service. But this is a really clean layout, you know, just some simple testimonials, and then you start going hard at the benefits. So performance first. Obviously, they understand that people that are gonna be buying an expensive Shopify theme are probably looking for a theme that's gonna run super fast, and that's who they cater to. That's kind of their biggest marketing angle. And the reason why they're successful, it's because they actually spend a ton of time and resources making their themes really fire. And they even share a couple stores here using the theme, which is really smart. And this is actually pretty dope. This is a good way for us to maybe get some more store ideas to review. Modcat, this is a super clean cat store. Wow, this looks amazing. And this is using the Turbo theme. But of course, as you can see, what carries this brand is not just the theme, it's also the branding and the product imagery. That's another thing I want to mention. Actually, if you're looking at this and you're thinking of maybe buying this theme, theme, I mean, I'm not saying don't buy it. I actually do think it's a great theme, but don't buy it if you're, low on resources. If you're just getting started, use the Dawn theme or the Debut theme, or, any sort of free theme. The Beautify theme is another really good one. Those are going to be a lot more cost effective for you, and, they're going to get the same job done. This is more of like an upgrade, I would say, and I think that's who they cater to, and that's why they're not afraid to charge big prices, is because they know that, it's not the average person just getting into Shopify that's going to buy this. It's people with actual experience, established brands. And yeah, I just wanted to mention that because I think a lot of people think that the theme is going to make you successful, but that couldn't be further from the truth. It's actually the branding, the product, the brand overall, the community. All of those things are much more important than what theme you're using. The only thing that you should really be worried about when it comes to your theme is the speed. So just make sure you don't overload your website with apps so that it runs really fast. That's actually going to make a huge difference. I'm actually curious to see the social medias that they're running. I mean, I don't know what that would look like for a brand like this. They're actually not posting very often, which doesn't surprise me. I don't think people browsing Instagram are going to be super keen to buying a theme, but maybe on Twitter people would. So let's see what they got going on Twitter. Okay, so they actually have about the same amount of followers on Twitter and less engagement than on Instagram. So I'm really trying to find out how they're getting most of their traffic. Wow, surprisingly enough, they actually have more followers on Facebook than they do anywhere else. So that's quite interesting. And let's see if they're actually running ads. I want to see what the ads look like for this. I've never gotten an ad for this brand, so we'll see. 6 results. So they're not running a ton of ads, but they're running some pretty simple and effective ads. Clearly, they're using some Instagram story ads. I think Instagram stories are a really easy way to get cheap traffic. And man, they're also using this YouTube video format, horizontal aspect ratio. That's kind of surprising. I wonder who's doing their media buying. That's not really best practice. I feel like that doesn't really look great on the feeds anymore. It's like smaller. So I don't know why you would use that. I guess for those of you that own theme businesses, this is a really easy way for you to stand out. It's just to not do that. But whatever they're doing is working well. They're driving a lot of traffic and they're a very successful brand. I think it's just because they mostly focus on the product, which is smart. Like, letting your product do the talking, I think, is a pretty dope way to build a business. And it's something that I've been thinking a lot about in the past couple years. And that's basically it for this. I just wanted to kind of open up your mind a little bit to the possibilities out here. I just found this story kind of interesting and I wanted to share it with you guys and see maybe if you guys know something about this that I don't know. But either way, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy my content, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and join our community. I'm trying to diversify the content a little bit into crypto also because I feel like it goes hand in hand with the small business aspect of Shopify. So if you have any sort of video suggestions when it comes to Shopify or crypto, I would love to hear them out and potentially make content around them. And that's all I got for today. Hope y'all have an amazing rest of your day and I'll see you in my next video. Peace.